Hi guys, it's me, Humorous Username, and today I'll be starting my Dino Crisis 1 playthrough for the PC. This is a fantastic game. It's starting its 20th year anniversary and it is in desperate need of a remake by Capcom. Really excited to show it off to you. Really important part of my childhood. If you do get the game, the key config you get is an absolute mess, and the first thing you should do is go and sort it out. Otherwise, there's not too much you really need to do with it. And what we'll be doing is we'll be starting a game on normal mode. As I said, this was made by Capcom in the late 90s. It was sort of, in the sort of Resident Evil era. But what they did differently was all the backgrounds is 3D models instead of rendering. I think it was the first game to do that, for Capcom at least. So you'll see all the environments being fully rendered and everything, which is brilliant. And I think it looks great. I think it looks much better than the rendering. Anyway, what I'll do, without much further hesitation, I'll be starting a new game. A lot of cutscenes at the start, but they filter off towards the end. Regardless, I won't talk in the cutscenes. It's my big pet peeve when people do. Let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start original game. So this is sort of the Japanese version, which is why there's a bit of a weird translation. So there's load game, new game, arranged game, which I think is sort of like a new game plus where things are arranged, and Operation Wipeout, which I'm really not too sure what that is, to be honest with you. I've not got around to playing it yet. So start a new game on normal. Love that raw, and you can choose between 4 different costumes that you can unlock. You have to just play through the game a few times really. There's a couple of different endings, really replayable. I'll show off all the costumes to you, but today I'll just start off with the basic spy.
You have mail. The second report from Military Experiment Facility. Agent name, Tom.
I have successfully infiltrated under the guise of a researcher as planned. I have encountered no information regarding top-secret development of new type weapons, but I have discovered there is an unexpected individual at this facility. The man is Dr. Kirk, the leading authority of our nation's energy research. Dr. Kirk was alleged to have died in an accident during the course of an experiment 3 years ago. The reports were premature, and it appears that he is currently working as the head of a non-weapon project at this facility. The experiment is in the late stages of development. Regarding the staged accidental death, it appears that this country is somehow involved, recommending that necessary actions be taken immediately.
Refer to the data on Dr. Kirk. Operation instructions.
Once you hit the ground, head straight to the designated convergence point. Got it?
Sorry I'm late.
It's time. Let's move out.
What about Cooper?
Forget him. Time's up.
Wait! Wait! Okay, this is the first checkpoint. Playtime is officially over, kiddies.
Something's wrong. The lights in the guardhouse are out.
Maybe this has been a wild night of partying for the guards. You know, a little song, a little dance.
Stay here, Junior. Leave the guards to me.
Hey, did you hear what he just called me?
Forget about it. Just let Gale handle this.
All right, it's clear. Okay, let's do this. I'll infiltrate the facility and occupy the control room on the first floor. I should have access to all the security systems from there. I'll contact you as soon as I've cleared the room.
Excellent, so that starts us off quite nicely. So we control Regina, or Regina. Her portrait's a little different here if you are playing the American version or the PAL version. We've just been lifted onto this island where some strange things have been happening, and we need to find Dr. Kirk. Gale was the man who heroically offered to leave Cooper behind and get eaten by a T-Rex. Rick, I think, was the one who just ran off there to say that he was going to go to the control room, and if you try and follow him, you get this.
Rick can handle the inside of the facility on his own.
So there you go, we're quite confident that he can do that. And Cooper was the man who died in the first few seconds of the game. He, interestingly enough, gets eaten by the T-Rex, but if you look, the T-Rex continues munching for a little bit afterwards in the cutscene. And originally his lower half was meant to fly off, but they cut it because of violence. Anyway, I thought I'd talk now just because we're about to get cut off again.
Let me guess. This is some of your handiwork, right?
The brass is still warm. These guards were shooting at something very recently.
So who were they fighting?
This wasn't much of a fight. I don't think these guards hit anything before getting sliced and diced. Whatever they were shooting at came in through there and ripped right through the steel fence.
Well, the hole is nice and clean. But I still say you could have done this.
Very funny. We still need to figure out what happened here. Continue to sweep the area.
So we will continue to sweep the area. So throughout this game, the first thing you're going to notice is something that has fallen out of use in the video game world, and that is fixed camera angles and tank controls. Really, loads of games used to use this when we were kids or when we were younger. Completely different world, but yeah, just not used anymore. So you have to use up, left and right to move, but you control like a tank. If you don't press forward, you just stay and go around in circles. Interestingly enough, this is a bit better than Resident Evil. It does let you move while shooting, which is quite cool. And you interact with stuff by pressing the interact button. You can walk around, you can push objects, so you can push this barrel. And a lot of the time underneath these objects are just stuff to pick up. Most of the time good. Game's frozen for a little bit. Strange. So you can see here we've got some 9mm bullets for our pistol, which is what we start off with, a hemostat and a med pack. A big part of this game is the mixing, which I'll get around to in a second. If you're tempted to go through this door, nothing will happen. It says you need to get a certain key to go through that door. So we just need to explore for a little bit. So the only place we can really explore is this green door. And we'll go in there. It's got the very Resident Evil, transitions between areas, which is quite cool. I love that. Again, they've gotten rid of that nowadays as well, just to hide loading screens, but I quite like them. So the key is just here, not very well hidden, but you're just starting off in the game. And if you go around here and push this, you can access this little item here, which is another med pack, which is good. You can go around and hit interact on a lot of things, and a lot of places you'll find these plugs, which are useful for unlocking more ammo and stuff as you go along. They don't tend to be very well signposted, but you can spend all game doing that, and generally you can find enough plugs just faffing about really. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to get started going into the sort of meatier areas of the game, so we're going to go back to where we just came from and get cut off again.
Rick here. I'm in. The place is deserted though. I have a very bad feeling about this.
How's the progress going with that security system?
I don't know what's been going on here, but it looks like all the power in this facility's been cut.
Same here.
As long as that's the situation, there's not a lot I can do. Why don't you see if you can gain access to the backup generators on the ground level?
I'm on it. What are you doing here?
I caught the last part of your conversation.
By the way, I found a key.
Hand it over. Let's head outside.
So Regina's very sassy, and what cracks me up is coming up. Okay, spoilers, but if you didn't catch on from the huge T-Rex at the start of the game, there's dinosaurs, and the fact that it's called Dino Crisis. Regardless, coming up is probably the only time you'll see any character flip out about the fact that they are on an island with dinosaurs. There's literally one scene. Voice acting I don't think had quite taken off at this point. Not here, but coming up.
That's disgusting.
This guy's been eviscerated. Something tore his intestines straight out.
Look at those tooth marks. It had to be some sort of animal.
Okay, let's move on.
So wonderfully nonchalant, reaction to seeing a dismembered corpse. Well, that's disgusting. Search every corpse you can in the game. There's nearly always something good there, and that leads me on nicely to the mix thing. So mixing in this game is introduced. You've got these things like anesthetic aids, and if you look, it says increases the potency of items with anesthetic properties. And what I can do is mix it with, so for example, this medical pack, and it'll increase the sort of pain-killing abilities, or I can use the hemostat and mix it, and it'll increase the sort of capabilities to sort of stem blood loss. And the damage system in this game is quite good. So you're running around normally now. There's no ECG or EKG that you see in Resident Evil, but you see a limping, you see a bleeding. You have to treat as appropriately, which is quite cool. They'll just sort of stand there, and this is our first puzzle for the game. So just like Resident Evil, there's random puzzles which don't quite make sense in the real world, I don't think. This is not too bad, but you get to some really bizarre ones later on. Don't need to worry about a battery charger just now, but it's worth taking note of. So you can see here there's these batteries, red, white, green, blue, and you can see here there's these switches, red, blue, green, white, and all you need to do is remember that order and switch them around appropriately. So red, blue, green, white. So if I move blue over, I don't know why it does this. I think it's the recording software, because I played through a campaign just to sort of introduce you to, like, get used to it again, and never had any of this. But regardless, we will move on. But this is just, I'm going to talk through this. It's just a generating tone. This is a really good game, and I just don't understand why it hasn't had a remaster. A lot of Capcom's other games have had remasters, Resident Evil obviously, but this actually sold more than Devil May Cry, and it's not been treated to a remaster, which I think is just a shame. It's such a good, it's outlandish, but it's been played really well.
Gale?
Really good fun, the tension's incredible, like that scared the life out of me when I was a kid. This was one of the first games I completed as a child, and I was far too young to play it. But either way, we'll go on to this cutscene, which is quite important. So you can see here the blood now really sets the tone. So heroically, I'm going to run away from the dinosaur. I'm going to zigzag and hope it doesn't leap at me. They're not very good at turning corners, but straight line speed, these things are fucking fast. Oh, just got it. Okay, and then we go through this door, and then we are safe. Or are we? Okay, so the fact that these things can follow you are... Oh my god, when I was a kid, this shat me up.
Good news. I got the control system back online. What's the situation over there?
It's Gale. I lost him.
So what's the bad news? Did you run into some guards?
You're not gonna believe this. He was attacked by some kind of dinosaur.
Now that's a good one. So, who was it? Barney?
This isn't a joke, you idiot. We were just attacked by a big-ass lizard.
For real? What's going on over there? Alright. Head over to the control room and we'll sort out this whole situation.
It's not that useful. I find it really hard to decipher really what's going on the map, but you know, that it's there if you need it, I guess, is the only thing I can say about it. What I'll be doing is, oh yeah, just talking about, so when that happened to me when I was about 6-7 years old, I put the game down, didn't play it for a year. That fucked me up so much. I thought that was so scary. It took me literally a year to play this game again. That was too much for me. But yeah, just like in Jurassic Park, especially the velociraptors in this game are very clever. They'll follow you from room to room and can track you quite a long way, so you need to be careful. You need to keep track of where the velociraptors are, and which ones you've killed and which ones you haven't killed. I ran away from that one, and I'll show you why in a little bit, but for now we'll just make our way over. So fantastic. Listen to that. What tension. You just know this hallway is going to be a nightmare later on. You can't go through that door just yet, so don't worry about it. You can see these laser beams. Oh, there's a cutscene here, but don't worry. Yeah, you can go through the vents. I was just going to show you that. But you can see the laser beams as well. You can run into them as much as you like. They don't do any damage, they just stop you going through them, but they also stop dinosaurs going through them, so it's actually really useful. And obviously you can climb up through the vents, and I'll show you that now. So we do want to go into the vents because it's the only thing we can do. Brilliant, so just carrying on nicely. We're just going to go, sorry, there might be some cut-ins and cut-outs, it's just the way I'm recording this, it has to be a bit weird. So I know the game quite well, so what I want to do is I'm going to go down this one first, and I'm going to climb down the ventilation opening, and the first thing we're going to do is meet Rick. It just makes this first bit a little bit more smooth. And we're just going to go through here and meet him. The sign will give it away a little bit, and there's also some bullets here, which is great. So that'll take us up to 34 out of 34. There's a little hole in the wall here. There's 3 colours, green, yellow and red. Green's like health, yellow's like a mixture of health and ammo, and red's pure ammo. But you need plugs to open them. We don't have any yet, but I'll show you where the ones that I know are. Can't go through here just yet either, but the first thing we need to do is go and talk to Rick in the control room. And there's another cutscene coming right up.
What's our status?
This security system is a snap for me. Real amateur stuff. So, what exactly happened to Gale? You said that he was attacked by a dinosaur?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I just hope he's still alive. Anyway, our first priority is to complete the mission.
What we ought to do is just call in the chopper and get off this death trap.
That's a great idea, but Cooper has the radio, and he's missing. Hey, what's with this monitor?
That's the security monitor for the underground area. The camera's offline.
So I take it that means power still hasn't been restored to the area.
Exactly. They must have that area wired to a different power system than the ground level.
We can investigate that area after we finished our sweep of the ground level.
Okay, then I'll take care of the shutters that are blocking the way. You work your way in, grab the dock, and then rendezvous back here.
Fantastic. I'm not going to talk. You can't go through the elevators yet, but Rick's about to make a snide little comment to himself, so...
Yeah. Now what I want to know is where those things are coming from.
Excellent, so that's pretty much the sum total theatrics of people being worried that there are literal fucking dinosaurs on the island with them. Apart from that, everyone takes it in their stride, pretty much from memory, after this. We're coming up to our save room, so just like in Resident Evil, you have to save in certain areas. You know, don't let the blood scare you, this is actually quite a safe area. There is a shotgun tactically hidden on the floor here, which you will need. Really good. The handgun is pure pants, and you should leave it because it sucks. Here you'll see the spinning key item which we need to progress the game. I'll talk you through the DDK system a bit later on, but that's the code section. They're like two-part keys, and we found the code, and then in a minute we'll need the key. We're also going to get our first plug, so once you go to the cardboard box you get a plug. So if I wanted to I could open up that green health one, but I'm going to save it for some ammo later on because I don't tend to take up too much damage at the moment. We need to turn the power on for this area so that we can save and progress the game a little bit, which is done quite nicely. So the reason I like this opposed to Resident Evil is the rendered background, you can really see what you need to interact with, whereas on Dino Crisis it's just, you know, you just go around interacting with it, and it's just a bit cooler. It just makes things a bit, you know, seamless, I think. So you can read the new employee education. I've read these like a billion times, but basically this is talking you through the DDK system, which is what most of the doors are locked with in the game that'll stop you progressing. So you need to collect 2, you need the code and the input discs, and then from there you need to work out a code essentially before you can progress. It's easier just to show you than it is reading through them. We're about to see a a full human being who is carrying, I believe, the Leo card. Fantastic. So it's a Leo with a medal on it, and it seems to be unlocking some kind of electronic lock. So we'll carry that, and if we search him a little bit more, he's been gouged in the torso, which is not great. Panel here, which we don't have the number for, so we'll leave that for now. And instead of progressing forward, I'm going to go back the way I came, and it'll become clear why in a second. So I do want to save. So I get 30 continues in this, in the Japanese version. That's just my failed attempt of recording this from earlier, so I'm just going to overwrite that because it's more important. And we're just going to move on swiftly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up this ventilation opening, and we're going to go down the other hatch just around the corner, and it'll be very obvious why in 1 second probably. So remember what I was saying about the lasers, they don't do damage to you, but they do stop you from moving.
Regina, I took care of the shutter. You should be able to access the control panel now.
Already? That was quick. Thanks.
Hey girl, just get going.
So if I wanted to, I could unlock this shutter, but I don't want to, because as you can hear, there is a little dinosaur just coming to harass me. It's a bit of an idiot. I think it's gone to the complete other side of the corridor. It hasn't smelled me yet. But you can see we've got some head tracking going on here, which is really cool. So we'll always look at the dinosaur. And what I want to show you is why, if you've just got, you know, a lot of this game is conserving ammo, but if you've just got the handgun, why you shouldn't just sit there and shoot dinosaurs. So watch this. So I'm going to get my gun ready. I'm going to kill this dino. So as you can see, this is a prolonged course of shooting, and these things are fast. You know, you don't really want to be faffing around as much. Like if you've got a lot of distance or a lot of like stuff in the way, so be careful. Sometimes we have actually killed it now, I think, but the velociraptors can play dead sometimes. So what you can do is if you turn, if they're still alive, Regina will look at the floor, where the body was. And the other thing is, yeah, so blood's coming out of it. If there's no blood, it's still alive and you should keep shooting. But if you look at that, 10 bullets, sometimes it can take more. It can take like 16 sometimes. It's ridiculous. And that's like without you even factoring in like missed shots. So anyway, you need to go through this door. So that's why I ran away from the first one, and in a minute we'll start getting sort of anaesthetic darts, and they're really useful because you want to conserve all your, pretty much as many bullets as you can for later on in the game. So that's the second half of the... Blimey, choking to death. The second half of the discs that we need, disc H. But yeah, you need to conserve your ammo in this game. If you're trigger happy, unless you're on the easiest difficulty, you will just run out. So you can see I picked up an anaesthetic dart here. They are pure poo at this stage. You need to shoot more than once and it doesn't work for very long at all. So what you need to do is you need to mix it with an anaesthetic aid and slowly just increase them in terms of their sort of powerfulness. Or make them more powerful. Sorry, that was bad English there. So there's some medium darts here, which are still pretty rubbish. I only use them if I absolutely have to. Normally I get a bit of a stockpile of anaesthetic bullets going, and there's some other stuff that I'll show you as well. Just more sort of world building. I'm not going to read it out. If you want to read it, you know, pause it. I've read these things like a billion trillion times. It's just world building. This one's telling you, well, to be fair, you do need to read them because a lot of them tell you how to solve puzzles in the game, and this one actually gives you the combination to open up that thing in that little room, 0375. So I'm going to quickly pop back in there, I think, and get that before we go to the next big area of the game. So go back into the office, around this corner, and then we need to put in a number. So no, objective markers, no hints, just you sitting there with a pen and paper working shit out. It is an experience and a half. They just don't make games like this anymore. And as I said, it's the 20-year anniversary on the sort of last day of June, 1st of July. And I think there's a few people, especially on the Reddit, who are going to make a bit of a noise on Twitter to see if we can, raise some awareness and show that we are still playing this game and it's got a lot of love. So now we've got large anaesthetic darts. They're more my speed. They're actually useful as opposed to a lot of the rubbish you get up to this. The tier above this you need to mix with a more powerful healing item. But you get a poison dart, which is a one-hit kill. I'm going to talk through this next cutscene because it's just you looking around the main entrance. I'm not too sure why they bothered animating it, but sets the scene. We do have a key for the main entrance to go outside. I don't think there's anything we particularly need there at the moment, but I just wanted to show that off, I guess. I think there is an item on the floor. I'll just run and get it quickly. We have to come we'll have to come here twice more actually. One time in a bit of a hurry, one time not in so much of a hurry. But yeah, there's an item, we'll grab it, why not. So shotgun bullets, never going to say no to them. And another key card, but this time with an N on it. Personnel changes, so what you want to do is you want to take a note of that number, 47812, from Mark Doyle, and that will become clear later on, but if you haven't got that down, it's a bit annoying. We always want more anaesthetic aids because it helps us build better and more anaesthetic darts. Sorry, my phone went off there. Pretty weird, but oh well. And we'll just go back into the main entrance here. Alright then, fantastic. So just moving on, we'll be going... Okay, we will be going back down there because there's some bullets there. I forgot about them. So back down. Cool little cutscene going downstairs. The height of YouTube Let's Plays. We'll grab these really quick. More anaesthetic aids, yes please. You do need to watch your inventory management. It becomes a bit of a nightmare. You get some real peaks and troughs. Sometimes you'll have loads and loads of stuff, and then there'll be like an action heavy sequence, and then you'll be skint, and it's really hard to go. There's no shared item thing like there is in Resident Evil, once you've moved on. You have to know what you want and what you don't want. So I've got lots of these anesthetic aids, which is fine by me. So what we want to do is, what do we want to do? I want to mix it with, okay, let's mix it with them all together to get, medium ones are pretty rubbish, but we need the space in a second. So first up, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be grabbing a shotgun with some shotgun bullets, and that's because we're about to go to the next area where there will be a dino. He can sometimes spawn really close to the door from memory, but we need to come back here later on, so I just want to kill him and be done with it. I don't want to see him again. So, so that's the problem with the tank controls and the fixed camera angles. Sometimes you just can't see where they're coming from, but luckily we're not bleeding and we haven't taken much damage, so what I'm going to do is just ignore that. I'm not going to bother healing up. If I absolutely wanted to, I could go through here, but all there is waiting for me is a dinosaur and a key card, which I don't have the key code for yet, but I'm going to leave that for now. So we're coming up to our first DDK. The symbol H is inscribed, so we've got both the key and a thing for that. So it's basically just a puzzle. It tells you how to do it, but you don't have to be a genius. All you need to do is you need to take away the letters from the key from the letters that are in the code. So if you work through it, so we've got H, then you need to take away the B, C, you need to get the E, the F is not there, so you need to get A, and then the G and I take away and it's head. Most of the ones later on make, some sense. This one kind of does, but not really. But the ones later on are like laboratory and Dr. Kirk and stuff, and things people might actually use as passwords. These are kind of just, I think that's kind of just like an intro one to get used to it. Some of them can get pretty difficult as well.
A survivor.
Are you from the rescue team?
Yes, I am. Do you know where I can find Dr. Kirk?
Kirk? That fool. What's he plotting now?
What are you talking about?
Here. Take this.
What's this for?
I don't know. Told me extremely vital.
Excellent. So what we've got is the Soul and Diamond key, which will be very useful very shortly. So go here and pick up these more shotgun bullets, which is great. So now we've got a full stock of them. He doesn't actually have anything else he'll give you, so just ignore him really. A bit sad, but you can just leave him behind. Feel quite bad, that's really harsh of me. And we've got the ones for the N code later on. So as you can see, if you examine our disc keys here, you can see the Soul and the Diamond, and you can also see the Medal and the Leo. If you examine this, it says there's a commemorative medal display and with 2 slots. Don't have to be a genius, but you need to put the medal on the medal side and the sort of hexagon on the hexagon side. So we'll do that now, and then we've got to do it with the other one. So instead of Leo, if you turn it upside down, you'll see that they actually correspond to numbers, and then you need to remember the sort of sequence, turn them upside down, and then that will give you the passcode. I thought I'd bring that up now before, I thought it was taken out. Anyway, I'll talk you through it. So the first one's Soul, and the next one's Leo. So what we need to do is remember those, turn it upside down, and then that will give you the 6-digit password we'll need in a second. I wanted to not have to pull one out, but I kind of just messed that up for you. So what I'm going to do is, I would, if I was more technologically adept, I'd show you the, me turning around the number on screen, but it's 70503. 7 Soul and Leo. Make sure you have, so this is a letter L in the key card, and make sure you've got the shotgun equipped for this next part of the game. We just need to leave the room. Ooh. Or do we?
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
So indeed, you've got to be kidding me. Regina's coming up against the T-Rex. Make sure you've got your shotgun out, and just as it's about to bite you, take a shot into his mouth. It's not too hard, but if you mistime it, I'm pretty sure it's a one-hit kill. I don't think he messes around too much. Occasionally he goes for that double bite, and that's that. That's the second time as a kid I put the game down, because boy, was that too scary for me. Regina pretty happy with the whole situation. She gave it a "got to be kidding me," and then, you know, looked out the window for a little bit, but otherwise quite happy. But that's our sort of main antagonist for the game, really. You can imagine that T-Rex is not exactly happy, and we'll be seeing him again in due course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this area, and I think I'm going to call it in terms of videos for or filming for today. I'm just going to run back and save, and then on the next one we'll take off where we left off. Really excited to show you the rest of the game. I love this game. It formed a really big part of my childhood and was really influential in terms of me loving video games going forward. I've always loved the horror games, and I've got a real soft spot for tank controls and fixed camera angles, something we just don't do anymore. I'm not saying that's not a bad reason, you know, I do like being able to move the camera, but anyway, nice to be back filming again. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you soon.